Hey y'all, so I have several things to do today, and I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. I have a couple things that I need to do, but I don't know if I can do them by myself. Namely, I really need to move the bucks out of the pen that they're in so that we can move the rabbits there, so we can put the goat barn where the rabbits are. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And I know I can move Mordecai. He walks really well on a leash. But Becker is a little on the wild side, so we'll see what happens today. Hello, meat chickens. So there are significantly less Cornish cross in here than there have been in, well, ever. Because there's only two of us, Jerry and I, and we don't have a bunch of local homestead-y friends, processing these 40-ish birds on our own will have taken us about 4 days. The first day was just a dry run. We did 6, and then we did 10, and then we did another 10, and then we have 10 left that we'll do this weekend, hopefully. I mentioned at the very, very end of my last video that we're gonna be posting a processing day video about doing the birds. That will probably be in the next video I post. Just wanna let you know, because that's coming, and I like to forewarn people in case that's something that you don't wanna watch. Okay, so I actually need to feed everybody first. I think I'm gonna hold off on feeding the bucks though, because I need to move them, and maybe that will be helpful. So things look a little different in the rabbit barn. We moved our grow out pens into the middle because we added a second one and we needed somewhere to put it. So now there's like a little middle aisle. I wasn't really gonna do like an update on this area because we're about to move it. The whole thing is just gonna move right there where the bucks are. But you know, here's where it is for this moment in time. And eventually it will have a nice big building around the whole thing, but like everything here, it's a work in progress. These bucks are definitely on the crowded side in this pen. I had someone who was supposed to come by the rest of the females and then I could separate them, but that didn't happen. Marina, the little doe that we're keeping, that was Alice's baby, we finally put her in her own pen so that she has lots of room to grow. She's so big. She's almost as big as Allie. And she's only 10 weeks old. Hey, Marina. Hi, can I pet you? I know, you're not super friendly. Go. There, see? It's not so bad. Okay, I'll leave you alone. You did good. Good job. Allie here is enjoying her summer break, I think. We're not breeding any of our rabbits for the rest of the summer, so she's already enjoying her time off because all of our other does have babies right now. Margot is just about home free though, because her little ones are ready to be weaned. We just have to get some pen space to put them in. Do you guys remember when I brought Penny home? Like, he was tiny. I think he was 8 weeks old or something. He was so little, and he was so small that I was honestly afraid he wasn't gonna get big enough to be a good breeder. And now he's like my star buck. I'm so proud of him. He's just so beautiful. And he's a sweet boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. In our last video, I talked about when and why to cull a breeder from your program, and I was talking about Kate. If you want to see that, I will link it up here and down in the description. I talked about we would be selling her once her babies were weaned, but someone actually was interested in buying her and her babies, so she's gonna be leaving this weekend. Hey guys. I always like to put a little bit in the nesting box for the babies because sometimes they don't come out to eat. I already let the chickens out this morning, but I wanted to come in here and give you an update on our broody hen. This broody hen right here, we had to toss all of her eggs. They were all rotten. It was disgusting. So now I'm trying to figure out how to gently break her brood because she's not on any eggs. Maybe it's just too hot here. I don't know. We might go buy some chicks to give her so that she'll stop being broody, but I'm really not sure. Just 2 days ago, I put up this line of electric fence on my own. Congratulations me, I did it. And so the girls, I put them out in this next paddock and they've done a really good job so far. This line of fence was probably the easiest one we have done so far, and of course I didn't film it. Like, isn't it always like how that works if you YouTube or whatever? You're like, I'm not gonna film that project, I really need to get it done, and then it just works perfectly and you're like, oh, probably would have been a good one to film. I'm gonna call myself out real quick. Look how I rigged up this one, because we don't have an insulator, we ran out. So I just used some water hose that's nailed to a tree. Okay, I need to give grain to the dairy does, and then we can try to move these bucks. Oh yeah, also I'm rewiring the front of this paddock and we're gonna split it in half. So that's why the wire's just laying there. It's not electrified, we unhooked it, but it's just chilling. Oh man, this barn is a disaster. The reason that the barn looks so rough right now is because we're actually in the middle of reorganizing it. We're gonna put Jerry's work stuff in there. He has started building like nesting boxes and milk stands just as another source of income. And so we need a place for all of his tools to go. So we're rearranging. So we've been mixing our own feed for about, I don't know, 6-7 months at least now. But I actually am looking into buying a pre-mixed feed from somewhere else. Mostly because I feel like there's some things that my feed is lacking in, because it is definitely a science and I'm no scientist. Okay, now the fun part. I guess I'm going to use a leash and try to walk Mordecai over there. And then we get to wrestle with Becker. Yeah, I'm gonna take you somewhere that you get to have grass. You're so handsome. Come on. I know, you see the girls, and they see you. You little flirt. I'll be back with Becker. I'll be right back. I know, I'll be right back with Becker, okay? Right back. Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty painless. I thought that he was gonna fight me a little bit more because the girls are out here and he's getting a little rut-y, which means, yeah, I smell like Buck. Come on, don't run from me. That was about as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Well, this is how we're walking, I guess. Come on. Come on. Okay. It's done. They're both in there. That was rough. Okay, now I have to take grain around to the other side where the electric fence is and train them to it. They have this whole big yard. and they want to stay in the one little spot. Come on, guys. Yeah, I got grain. Becker, you want some? I know we're not exactly friends right now, but all right, come on. Oh, Becker getting curious. Come on, goats. Well, whatever. Really, it's not that big of a deal because this is the one area of the property where there is good fencing all the way around and the electric fencing. So I'm not too concerned about them getting out. And eventually they'll hit that wire and then they will never touch it again. So it'll be okay. You can get up there and eat. There's food. Sit here. There you go. I have to go back inside. One, I'm hot. Two, you can actually hear my toddler in there and he's supposed to be asleep. So go check on him, make sure he's okay. Well, it turns out Judah had a dirty diaper, so I needed to change him, and now he's sleeping. I had to take a little break, cool off inside, but now I'm back out here. I'm actually gonna go in the garden and pick some peppers and kind of keep an eye on the bucks because I want to make sure that they do actually get trained to the fence, even though they are in a really good fenced-in area that's just like regular welded fence. I don't want them to scare themselves too bad with the electric fence because this is their first time around it. So I'm just gonna be out here working in the garden and keeping an eye on them. Well, I just missed it, but Becker got himself on the fence, so he knows now. Now it's just Mordecai. All right, well, we have lots of peppers. These are all jalapenos. Let's see. See how tall the grass is? Ridiculous. Okay, well that's a pretty good little jalapeno harvest right there. I also picked our pumpkin from our volunteered plant the other day. I don't see any more coming up. There's been a lot of blossoms, but I don't see any more actual fruit yet. So I actually need to go in here. One, I need to turn the water off, but I also need to take some pictures of our bucks. We've had a couple people ask about using them for stud, so bring their females over and then let our boys breed them. Sorry, I'm looking for a snake because there's been one living back here. I want to make sure I don't, you know, scare myself. Do you guys see a snake? So as I was saying, we've had a couple people ask us about using our bucks to breed. And actually we've talked about maybe selling Becker. Since he isn't a meat breed, I don't think he's gonna get all that big. So I don't really feel like it's worth it to raise him for meat. When we could sell him and he would make someone a great herd sire, we just, you know, whatever. Either way, it doesn't really matter that much to us, but we want to offer him up before we castrate him and he can't make babies anymore. Hey Mordecai, you know there's some people interested in breeding you because you're so pretty. Yeah, you're starting to smell nice and bucky. You're all stinky. My hands are gonna be disgusting. Well, I think the pictures I got are as good as it's gonna get while I'm trying to do it by myself. Once I can get Jerry out here to like hold them in place so that I can actually take pictures, it'll be a lot easier and the pictures will be a lot better, but this should work for now. Do you need me to pet you, Mordecai? Do you want me to pet you like this? No? Well, that's a lie, because you seem like you like it. If you don't know what a buck smells like, it is very distinct and very hard to get rid of. Everything is so green. I love it. We've got Selah up there, Zimri, Ada, and just the butt of Sabella. Almost forgot to turn this off. I totally forgot that I have something to do this evening and I'm gonna smell like buck. So I'm gonna go take a shower and try to scrub that smell off. If you enjoyed hanging out in our little corner of YouTube today, please consider liking, sharing, or commenting down below. This just tells the YouTube algorithm that you enjoyed this video and then it should show it to other people. And it's a really non-committal way of supporting us. Now if you feel like committing to us, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that just means you're gonna get a little pop-up every time we put out a new video. If you'd like to get to know us on a little bit more personal of a level, a great way to do that is to check us out on Instagram. I post there on a daily basis. If not an actual post, then I'm updating our stories pretty regularly. It's a great place to see things as they're happening instead of on YouTube, where there's usually a little bit of a delay. Okay, for real, I gotta go get this yuck off of me, and then if you can't tell, I really need to clean the house too. So, until we meet again, bye y'all.